$100 turned into 2.6k, and all of the trades that led to these results have been fully documented on my second channel. Go check it out if you think that I'm making this up. This video is to showcase the entire strategy behind it, including the one part nobody actually tells you. The reason why most of you, when you're going to be trying this out, will fail and lose money to the markets anyway. I'll show you the exact risk management approach that I used in order to scale the account, and why from this point on it basically becomes impossible for me to blow this challenge. So here you go, this is going to be my dashboard. I've turned $100 into almost 2.6k, as you can see. I've documented all of those trades on my live channel, and you can also see the entire days that I've been trading. As you can see, I have one losing day in here, but that was not the only losing day, because if we're going to go to any of these days, I know that I've also taken losses along the way. But in terms of a losing day, there was pretty much only this one. The journal is also public, so you can go on my website. The link to that is in the description, and you'll see this exact journal, and it's also going to update. So if I'm going to be taking a trade right now, then in 1 hour or so, this is going to get synced, and you can see the exact same trade that I have taken. There's going to be exactly 4 steps that you need to master in order to do this yourself. Now, the first thing that I like to look out for is going to be my range. So when you're having price action like so, you want to ask yourself, what is going to be my recent range? So we're not talking about this high, we're not talking about this low, and we're also certainly not talking about anything that has recently happened. That's all just noise. We're talking about something internally. In this case, this is going to be my range low, and in this one is going to be my range high. Now, this way we are already limiting ourselves in order to make the best out of our probabilities. So there you go. This way you're limiting yourself, because now it's a 50-50 whether or not you're going to go onto the upside or onto the downside. From here on, this is going to be the very first step. We've identified the range. Now, but most traders are going to be failing with this, and I'll show you why. If I'm going to be going anywhere random on the chart, so let me just go left, right. Okay, we'll land anywhere in the middle. Let's just say the 27th. Let's go to 8 a.m. because that's going to be your hard requirement where you want to start your trading day at. And all of a sudden you'll see it is not so obvious identifying the 50-minute range in here. Okay, now one of these two ranges is always going to be easy when you're going to be having price action like so. Either the range high is going to be obvious or the range low. Sometimes both are obvious, but in that case, the range high is obvious when you're in this moment in time. Now, the range low hasn't been created at this point in time. Why? Because this is at 8:30. So we would have to look at the left and look at something that could potentially be our range low. In these cases, you just need to select the nearest low that has happened. Although now the range is quite high, you are still being able to identify, okay, we are either going to go onto the upside or to the downside basically. No, but let's go a step back and actually look at this entire thing. Now, the rules of this account are going to be quite easy. The target, or as of right now, was 2.6k. We started with $100, and if I would have had blown the account, this would have also been documented. However, you will quickly realize how it's basically impossible that I'm going to be blowing the account from this point on. Now, this is also not a finished story. Depending on if the account is going to die, I'll record this on my second live channel. Depending on if the account is going to keep on going, I'll also post this. So you're not watching a story that has already been ending. This is sort of what makes it also interesting for me trading this. And even though I'm trading for a lot of years at this point, this also makes it interesting for me because there's still something on the line. Now, here's going to be the reason why most of you will fail with this. See, your win rate means way more than your risk to reward. Yes, we all like to have a 1 for 10 risk to reward, but what is that really going to do for us? It has left us with having a very low win rate. And if your win rate is very low, then you're not going to be able to focus on your entire system. And by the way, I'm not trying to sell you anything in here. I'll tell you exactly what I did in order to achieve this. So let's firstly talk about if this is even a right fit for you. So if you're able to sit down a whole session, so this is going to be 1 or 2 hours max. If you can only go for a 1 for 2 in profit instead of going for a 1 for 10, because that is ridiculous. I mean, think about it this way. I will never ever have to go for a 1 for 10 again. Why? Because my win rate is just that high. And as you can see, if we're going to go back into my journal, then you will quickly realize my average RR is quite low. We are barely shooting even for a 1.5. Of course, I would like to have this a little bit more towards the 2, perhaps even 3, but this is all that you really need. That is why I was able to achieve an 80% win rate. So if we're going to go back, you can see I'm not targeting something crazy. I like to go for rather small wins over time, as I know that they're going to be compounding. So your win rate is basically a psychological tool and not something. So your win rate is more than just math. Your win rate is determining your psychological arrows. So if you're winning most of the days, and how confident will you be that on the next day you're also going to be winning? But if you're losing most of your days, which is going to be happening inevitably when you're trading a massive risk reward, then guess what is going to be happening? You will just, even though your strategy is profitable, you'll just keep on losing and losing. So the math is not even against you. It's the fact that you're a human, you're not a robot. So high win rate also doesn't mean much on its own. We have to compound it, of course, with the risk reward, which right now we are going for an average 1.5 RR. So this is going to be the only number that really matters, which is going to be the profit, our profit factor, okay? You can win 95% of the time and still lose money. That really is a thing. So even if you're going to be winning 95% of the times, now here's another thing. Well, 80% is not too good to be true. If you're going to be having a 1.5 risk reward, then this is of course going to raise the ceiling for your win rate. If I'm going to be going for 1 for 10, then I can't really go for higher risk rewards. If I am going to go for 1 for 10, then of course my win rate is also going to suffer on that. And although this is not necessarily bad, this can still be profitable, but people just like to believe that this is the realistic outcome, which they're going to be holding for a lot of years. See, the point that I'm trying to make here is not really about you being able to catch that 1 for 10 trade once or twice, or maybe 1 month in a row. It's about you being able to do this for years, because you want to be a trader for multiple years, don't you? You don't want to be having one simple trade that you have taken that landed in a 1 for 10. That is what I'm talking about. So I can also just have a very lucky period where I'm going to be trading in 1 for 10. But eventually that is not going to work out anymore. So let's go over the second phase of my strategy. So when we're going to be having our range high and low identified, so this is going to be the range high, this is going to be the range low. Now we want to ask ourselves, what is it going to be more likely to trade into? Is it going to be the range high or is it going to be the range low? Now this is of course going to be determined on what the higher time frame. So all of that right now was on the 15-minute time frame. You guessed it, 15-minute range model. Now you want to go on to the 4-hour time frame or even the daily time frame. Okay. Here you want to see liquidity points. So let's just say that we have something like that. That is going to be a liquidity point. Why? Because we have relative equal highs. There's going to be a lot of stop losses. You get the point already. You're probably familiar with that. So from here on, you would like to trade onto the upside. So now you basically have 2 of the check boxes being checked. Okay, so we have the 15-minute range and also the higher time frame. Now it's only the 2 last steps that we need in order to make this happen. Now, and here's also another thing. Unlike anybody else on YouTube that is going to sell you their strategy, I am firstly giving it away for free. But secondly, more importantly, I've backtested this stuff over 1,000 trades. So this is not going to be your TikTok strategy that has been backtested over a couple of weeks. This has been backtested for an extensive amount of time. And I say this proudly because most of you guys are not going to be able to do all of these different trades. Can you imagine how long it took to collect 1,000 trades? You can't imagine. Now let's understand another thing. So if we're starting our entire account balance with $100 and our win rate as of right now is 80% and we're going for average 1.5 risk reward, then we're going to be having risk per trade is going to be 100. Because I'm also going to be talking about the risk management in just a second. Let's just say we have number of simulations 1000, and in each of these simulations we're going to be having 1000 trades. Now you'll quickly realize that this entire line is very thin. This is exactly what you like to see because it has a very great edge in the market. But it also comes with a big responsibility as you need to be able to trade all of the different 4 steps. Now if we're going to be decreasing our edge in the market, so let's just say we have a 60% win rate, which is still great by the way, you're going to be seeing that the entire margin of this entire thing is going to be much wider. Now you want to have it as thin as possible. Of course, depending on your setup, depending on the season, depending on whatever it's going to be, this is going to fluctuate, but it's never going to be the worst and it's also never going to be the best outcome basically. Always going to land somewhere in the middle. But as long as your worst case scenario is still profitable or at least reasonably profitable, then it's going to be a good strategy. This is how you're going to confirm whether or not the strategy is going to work in the long term or it was just something lucky. So let's understand the third step of the entire strategy. After we have done our high time frame bias, we want to trade into the range high, not the range low. After we have identified our 50-minute ranges to begin with, now is the time that we want to see liquidity being taken out. We are not at the entry yet, we're going to get into that in just a second. We firstly want to see on the 1-minute time frame a low being taken out. So if we're going to be trading higher and we have just created a swing low in here, so there's going to be a swing low. Now we want to trade below it. Okay. Now we've basically confirmed that we have liquidity being taken out. So you're basically going to see this way. You're timing the market. So very firstly on the higher time frame, you are basically identifying, okay, today we're going to go onto the upside. Now on the lower time frame, so on the 15-minute range, you have determined that, okay, within the next couple of hours, we are going to be trading onto the upside. Now we are on the 1 minute time frame. What are we doing? We're determining that in the next couple of minutes, we are trading onto the upside. And then the last one is going to be our movement candle, because we have timed it. We have basically narrowed it down so many different times. Now we need to narrow it down to the exact same point where we need to take a trade on. So you're not just narrowing it down on the 1 minute time frame and just basing it off from this. You're having all of these different confluences in order to enter the trade. So in here, we're going to be having our movement candle. Now the movement candle is going to be significantly trading higher in that case, because we're bullish, than any of the previous candles. So you see, this is going to be your movement candle. From this point on, you want to take a trade on to the upside, just like that. You either want to target the range high, or you want to go for something internally. Let's just say that we're going to go for the range high. And from that point on, you can most of the times, or at least 80% of the times, expect that this is going to work out and take profit. I'm going to show you real price action examples in the end of the video, so just stay tuned. Now here's the thing in general. The way you're going to be doing this is only if you're going to be doing the same thing at the same time every single day. If you're not going to do these 3 steps, then it's not going to be working out. So basically, I have a very specific time window where I'm going to be doing this. This way, I'm going to be seeing the same price action every single day, because that's just the reality of trading. The same price action happens mostly around the same time. So if I'm always going to be limiting myself at when I'm going to be trading, which is going to be at 8:30 till 2 p.m., then I'm also going to be seeing the same price action every single time, basically. So while you're going to be trading every single day, and also in each of those days, at every single moment in time, that's going to set you up for taking losses. Now, this strategy works on all markets. You can trade it on NQ. This is what I personally do as of right now, but you can trade it on gold, crypto, forex, it doesn't matter. Now here's going to be the risk management, how I approach all of this. For the very start of the entire challenge, I was only going for 1 micro, and even after I've made profit, I was still only going for 1 micro. Now the reason for that is because you need to understand the correlation between how many times can I lose in a row and not blow the account, and what is going to be my win rate. So let's go over that firstly. So here, as you can see, you can also take this for your very own strategy. It doesn't even have to be mine. So if you, let's just say, have a 40% win rate with like a 145, which is already, you know, a very great edge in the market, you can expect to basically lose 10 different times in a row. We've already talked about this a couple of different times on the channel, but we are going for a different risk to reward at that time. I've increased the risk to reward while not decreasing the win rate by too much. So now I have an 80% win rate, and you basically need to ask yourself once again, how likely is it going to be that I'm going to be losing 5 different times in a row? Because as you can see, 10 different times is basically very unrealistic. It's not going to be happening. Now, the most realistic, I would say, is going to be actually 4 different times in a row, because we only have a 3% chance that it's going to be 5 different times. So this is what I base it off from. So we have a 40% chance that we lose 4 different times in a row. So going back to our entire mind map, you can see this is basically what I want to ask myself. Now, let's just say that 1 micro is going to equal to a negative $50 loss. Then guess what? If I'm already 300 bucks on the account, I would have to lose 6 different times in a row in order to blow the account. So you see, this is basically becoming impossible that I'm going to be failing this challenge. However, you also need to keep in mind that when you're going to be trying this out yourself, you will most likely fail the very first time. And there's actually no problem with this, because if you're going to be failing, even let's just say 2, 3 times, or even 4 times, you only need that one runner that has won the very first time in your entire trade. You see, the very first trade that I've taken was a win. Then you're going to be able to scale the entire account, because from here on, I'm already 260 bucks in profits. If once again, 1 micro equals to negative $50 being lost, then it's basically impossible that I'm going to be losing the entire account. So same in here. Now, of course, you also need to scale the entire account. Once you're at the stage where if I'm going to be doing 2 micros, which is, let's just say, going to be $100 loss, then from this point on, I am going to be doing 2 micros, and also not immediately. Once I have made even more profit and decreased my risk, then I'm going to be going for 3, 4, and so on and so on. So risk management never works like this, that you're going to be losing and then increasing your risk. That's ridiculous. You need to be increasing your risk every single time when you're winning, not losing. So this is basically what I've just explained to you. It is almost impossible to lose for me that many times in a row. Okay, so it's 1 in 3,125. That is the same as I would play the lottery at this point. It's very unlikely that I'll be losing 5 different times in a row with a certain win rate. Because see it this way, I've told it to you, you only need that one runner. So if you're going to be trying to make your driver's license, you're going to be failing. But once you have learned it, you are going to be having your license for the rest of your life. So you could potentially even just fail 5 years in a row. You only need to pass it once and you're going to be having it for life. This is the exact same skill that this entire video is teaching you. This is also another thing which I have previously explained to you. Now, the strategy is only going to be as good as you're able to keep your psychology in check. Think of the strategy as a hammer, okay? The hammer is the tool. So you can have the best hammer in the world, but if you're not going to be able to use that hammer correctly, then you're not going to be able to build a house. That's going to be the same with the strategy. So basically, the strategy is not failing you, but you are failing the strategy because it has such a low win rate. And here's basically the entire plan for the account, okay? Depending on if I'm going to be taking a loss from here on or a win, this will be fully documented in my journal as I've told you. On my second channel, you can check that fully out. It is going to be in the description also down below. And don't worry, I didn't forget. I promised you giving you some real price action. Just a second. This is going to be my second channel. You can check out every single one of these trades. They have been fully documented. And also, once again, journaled in this live journal in here. As I've promised you, I'm going to give you charts at the end of the video. Now, if you're going to be clicking on this video, then it's going to give you the full blueprint on how to do the strategy. This is exactly how I would teach it to my younger self who wasn't able to get consistent payouts in the market. So make sure to check that video out. It's going to teach you a lot about the strategy. And most importantly, it is going to be the simplest and also the highest win rate strategy that you have ever seen. With that being said, guys, make sure to trade based off data and not guesses.